Good day, students. Today I will be taking up a poem with you, and the title of the poem is Meadow Surprises. It is a beautiful poem written by Lois Brent Phillips. It describes the beauty and wonders of nature, and this poem helps the reader to understand the joy of nature in abundance. So, let us enjoy the poem first. Meadows have surprises. You can find them if you look. Walk softly through the velvet grass and listen by the brook. You may see a butterfly rest upon a buttercup and unfold its drinking straws to sip the nectar up. You may scare a rabbit who is sitting very still, though at first you may not see him, when he hops you will. A, a dandelion whose fuzzy head was golden days ago has turned to airy parachutes that flutter when you blow. Explore the meadow's houses, the burrows in the ground, a nest beneath tall grasses, the ants' amazing mound. Oh, meadows have surprises and many things to tell. You may discover these yourself if you look and listen well. Now, students, I will be coming to the explanation part. But before explanation, I will discuss few things about the poetess. The poetess of the poem is Lois Brandett Phillips. She is a wealthy ranch owner. Ranch here means a big, large farm. So she herself was quite rich and she has a very big farm of herself, and she has taken up writing and painting wildlife. She is an author of two famous books, and the title of these books are Wildlife Woodcraft and Nature's Pattern. Now, children, we will discuss the title. The title, Meadow Surprises. Meadows, as you can see in the picture, is a flat grassland on which cattle, sheep, etc. may feed. Here in this picture, you can see cattle are grazing there, and surprises means unexpected gifts or unexpected events that nature gives us. Now, let us come to the poem, an explanation. Meadows have surprises. You can find them if you look. Walk softly through the velvet grass and listen by the brook. So here the poet says that meadows means beautiful areas which are grassy. You can find this area in jungle, in villages, or in cities also, and it is full of flora and fauna. It means it is absolutely green. So these areas are full of surprises. And what kind of surprises you will find here? The poet mentions these surprises in every stanza. Means every stanza tells us a different surprise that we get from the nature, from the meadows. So here poet instructs that we should walk softly through the velvet grass. If we want to see the surprises of nature, we have to be very careful observer, keen observer, and we should have our sharp eyes and sharp ears. Only then we can notice these beauties of nature. So while walking on the grass, velvet grass means very soft, softest grass, and listen by the brook. Brook, children, first we will discuss velvet grass means the grass which is so silky and soft that poet advises to walk softly, slowly on that delicate soft grass, as cozy as velvet. Velvet is a kind of cloth which is very soft and silky. And brook, children, what do you mean by a brook? See here in this slide, it will be clear to you. It is a natural source of water. Means fresh water, of course, fresh water which is coming from somewhere in the nature, and it is, you can say, it is a small stream, a small river in the jungle. So here the poet discusses that a person who is keen observer can listen to the sound of nature. Coming to the next stanza, you may see a butterfly rest upon a buttercup and unfold its drinking straws to sip the nectar up. In the second stanza, the poet describes that if we are keen observer, we are observing the things carefully. What next thing we will observe? We will see a beautiful butterfly resting upon buttercups. Buttercups, which is a kind of flower which has a shape of a cup. As you can see in the picture, this yellow flower has a shape of a cup, and butterflies have tentacles, means they have long sippers. With the help of these sippers, butterflies drink the nectar, the juice of that flower. And the poet has described his the drinking straws, means the tentacles of the butterfly, as drinking straw. Like we want to drink cold drink from a bottle, we can use a straw, and with its help we can drink the cold drink easily or juice easily. Similarly, God has given natural straws to the butterfly, and with the help of these straws, they sit on the flower, they unfold their straw, means their sippers, and they sip the juice of that flower, the nectar of that flower. So, next stanza, you may scare a rabbit who is sitting very still, though at first you may not see him when he hopes you will. When you move forward, means the poet is asking the readers that if you are walking forward in the meadows, you may scare a rabbit. Rabbit normally is a insecure animal. It lives in a burrow under the ground, and it comes out quietly and looks here and there, ensures its safety, and then moves here and there. But due to the camouflage of the nature, we are not able to see it in the beginning. But when we move forward, it gets scared and it hops, and then it is visible to us. So in the vast meadow, we may not see the rabbit, which is hidden in the camouflage of nature, which is sitting quietly still, not making any movement. But when we disturb it by our movement, the rabbit gets scared and it hops, and then we notice its presence. Yes, children, next stanza. A dandelion whose fuzzy head was golden days ago has turned to airy parachutes that flutter when we blow. As you can see in the picture, there is a flower which is hairy, and sometimes we have seen some hairy structure, natural structure, flying in the air like parachute. So that hairy structure comes from dandelion flower. You can see in the picture dandelion on the meadows, and the child is also blowing the petals of that flower, and when these petals open up, they form an umbrella kind of figure, and when it is separated from the main plant, it flies in the air like parachute. So a dandelion whose fuzzy head, fuzzy means hazy, hairy head, was golden days ago. When in the beginning, when the flower opens, there is a hazy layer around it, and when it is separated from the flower, it flies in the air like parachute, and it flutters here and there when it gets a little bit of air. Explore the meadow houses, the burrows in the ground, a nest beneath tall grasses, the ants' amazing mound. Now the poet talks about Meadow houses. Houses made by animals, insects, rodents, etc. The burrows in the ground. Burrows means these houses made by rabbits or rats or snakes, all those holes and houses in which these animals live. The nest beneath tall grasses, the nests built by animals or birds, the ants' amazing mound. Ants also build. Sometimes you see this kind of structure on the ground. Previous night there was nothing on the ground, and next morning when you go and see, you find these kind of small heaps of mud on the ground. These are the houses, the mounds of the ants, means houses of the ants. So again there is a picture of ants house. So these kind of houses you will find in meadows. Again, see the beauty of nature, how animals make their houses. This is another handicraft of ants house, or you can say termites. Termites build this kind of houses. So termites, ants, rats, snakes, rodents, rabbits, all these animals, they make their houses in the meadows. And the last stanza comes, children, here. Oh, meadows have surprises and many things to tell. You may discover these yourself if you look and listen well. So meadows are always full of surprises, and there are so many things you can discover in nature, but for that you need to have very sharp eyes and very sharp ears. Means you should have very keen observation, and you should be very careful about listening to the sound produced by nature, like water coming from the brook, and the sound of birds. See, these are also the beauty of nature, like the rain is falling. It is not also mentioned in the poem, but it is also the beauty of nature, the sound created by insects. This is also, and in the meadows you will find these kind of serpents also, and mushrooms grow there in the meadows. So all these things are the surprises of meadows. Means certain things the poet has mentioned, and certain things you can yourself imagine. So children, here our poem ends beautifully. In my next video, I will discuss with you the question answers. Till then, read the poem and try to understand what the poet wants to say, and underline your difficulties. And in the next class, we will discuss your doubts too. Thank you. Have a great day.